All right. The big news happened. The big news. The Switch 2, after being leaked for how long? Months? Finally got announced.
Maybe a year at this point. I've lost track. I don't know how long it's been.
It has finally been announced, so we're just gonna go over everything and give our thoughts as we go. So Switch 2 coming out this summer, June 5th, actually.
Not long. Like that's not a long wait.
Yeah, not long at all. And it's going to cost $450, which
Not bad for a console.
Yep, not bad at all. Not bad at all. This is a little old news, but the pre-orders were supposed to open at 9, but we'll get to that. Sorry, April 9th, but we'll get to that in a separate.
At 9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock. Actually, honestly, I mean, we're one day away. I could.
Oh yeah, maybe.
As of recording. Along with that, there's also early registration for people who are huge Switch users already, so play a lot. The console is going to have 4K support, 1080p screen. It's basically the same thing, but like on steroids. Yeah. The Joy-Cons, as rumored, are basically little mouse, like that you can just take off. And they're larger, so they can fit larger hands like mine.
Mine are large too.
Exactly.
I've never liked the feel of a Switch because my hands are too big.
Yeah, they're really.
I like it.
They're really tiny.
They are tiny.
They're so tiny.
It's not good.
I don't like it one bit. They also are gonna have. I read this date. So the cartridges, they're still cartridge based, but they're gonna be red, and they also are still gonna taste bad.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank God. We that's the news we were looking for with the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement. Is that they will still taste bad.
Yep. It's also going to be compatible with USB-C connected webcams because there's actually screen sharing and like online chatting now. Which, good job, you did the thing that...
You caught up from the past 20 years of online gaming.
Yeah, remember when the Xbox 360 did that in 2005?
Yeah. Good job, Nintendo, you did it.
So, whoa. good job, chat. And along with that, they announced a lot of titles, one of which being Mario Kart World, which takes us to issue 1.
Here we go.
Mario Kart World was announced. It looks phenomenal.
Looks great. Looks really, really fun.
Every game they showed looked great. They had a new Kirby era, had a new Donkey Kong.
Oh, that new Donkey Kong was so good.
It looks so good. But hey, remember when video games cost 60? Well, Nintendo thought of that and went, what if Mario Kart World cost 80 digitally? Physically is $10 more.
$90.
$90.
And here's the thing. They have also confirmed that Nintendo Switch 2 cartridges don't have any data on the cartridge.
Yeah, no, correction, some do.
Oh, some do, okay.
But apparently it's still gonna be like an option that it's totally okay for you to have the cartridge be an unlock key for the digital copy, which is what Microsoft does for a lot of their Xbox titles, which I am also not a fan of. Well, I'm sorry, not Microsoft specifically, but they just allow it to be an unlock key. Because I remember Activision made Spyro Reignited. Basically, the only thing on the disc was Spyro 1, and the other two were an unlock key to play the rest.
Gotcha.
So it's like weird. But essentially, there's... Because the reason is because Ubisoft and people like that were selling plastic cases with digital download codes, and they wanted to cut that down. But, like, just ban the selling of that?
Yeah.
I don't... Just ban the selling of that? I don't understand. So, $90 for a game that may or may not even be on the cartridge that you're buying it on.
Literally at this, listen, I know like a lot of people, myself included, I assume you is included as well, big on physical media. Physical media is great. It's not really physical media at this point. You're just paying to be able to download it. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
So you're just wasting money on the manufacturing costs at this point.
Which is funny because the Switch, from what I always hear, is the cheaper thing to manufacture cartridges on compared to the PlayStation's Blu-ray discs and Xbox that I think they require a minimum amount of copies to be made originally. So the fact that this is the cheapest option on the market, you need me to believe now magically what used to be the cheapest thing to manufacture is now magically $10 more.
I don't buy that for 1 second.
Yeah. No.
So this is like the biggest thing that people are talking about is the pricing of the games. Everyone's really like enthusiastic about everything else except the price. That's the biggest thing going on.
And so the point everyone's been talking about is it has the games, it has the modern stuff that everyone wants. It has the ability to call, stream, 4K, 1080p, none of this ray tracing, potato salad. You can actually see everyone's cheek follicle nonsense, right?
I want to see every single one of Mario's mustache hairs.
Work in progress. Now, you can watch the Mario movie for that.
All right, fair enough. I don't want to, though.
Valid. It's the price. They are pushing the new Mario Kart to be $80. Digitally, certain places to get it physically is $10 more, like in Europe, it's 10 pounds more to get it physically for some reason.
We are still like kind of being eased into the $70 being the baseline for games.
Yeah.
And people still aren't happy about that.
Yeah, and it's led to a lot of failures because of the $70 price tag.
I mean, Spider-Man 2, granted, Spider-Man 2 was also a very expensive game to make, but they had to cancel all the DLC for that game because it didn't sell as well as they wanted it to.
Yeah, and that was a $70 game. That might have, apparently, I think the game almost cost like $1 billion or something. It's ridiculous. So, like, again, Spider-Man 2, everyone loved it when it came out. Sold gangbusters.
Yeah.
Not enough. It's not enough at all. Which is, I guess, the issue that we keep saying is if the game is too expensive to make, maybe don't make it.
Yeah, like that's a whole different
That's a
can of
different
worms.
discussion.
But I refuse to believe that Mario Kart is a $1 billion game.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Like, and there's no way in my head thinking, okay, Mario Kart basically just made Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon, I understand why it's expensive because they got to pay the copyright for music. They pay artists, real artists, to make all the graffiti for any building in the game. They have to pay all the car manufacturers. They take all the cars in the game and put them in studios and rev them up to record audio. That I get. And that's still like $60 to $70.
Yeah.
That I understand. In my head, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Where is any of that in Mario Kart? It's Mario Kart. Literally, Nickelodeon has a series where they rip off Mario Kart, and that thing's $50 every time it comes out. And that's still too much. What are we doing here? What?
I don't know.
What is the... Where did the 80 come from?
It's not like we're not aware that Nintendo is a historically greedy company.
Yeah. That's true.
But like, really starting to push the envelope at this point.
It's really, really pushing it. And like, I just, and the fact that like a lot of this, the fact that it's like there's a lot of misinformation about the pricing and Nintendo is too scared for the bad press of all of it is kind of telling. Because we know, because we reported before, that Grand Theft Auto 6 wants to be $80, $90 to $100 to play the game. We already know there is an insider push to make games $80. So we know. So the fact that Nintendo goes, it's gonna be a lot, guys. You can get it cheaper if you buy it with our new Switch.
And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it just Mario Kart that's that expensive? Aren't the other ones cheaper?
They're $70.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Mario Kart.
So what's going on here?
Yeah.
It makes even less sense.
Kind of
now.
like how the new Zelda game was $70, and then everything else was $60. Which now, actually, wait a second. Now I'm more concerned because Metroid Prime was literally Metroid Prime 4 is going to be on the Switch. That's going to be $70, and that game was literally been in development since we were in high school. There is no way Mario Kart World costs more to make
than Metroid Prime 4.
Metroid Prime 4.
Oh my god, I didn't even consider that.
What do you? So where did they're literally again. I don't like the $80 price tag, but if there's a reason behind it, it's an easier pill to swallow in my head.
Yeah.
Nothing is making sense about any of this.
I don't
know. Yeah, it's bad. I can't say I'm a fan. It feels like a sucker punch.
Yeah, which sucks because again, everything looks really good.
Oh yeah,
I was so prepared for, and it still probably will be, begrudgingly. I was so prepared for this to be the first Nintendo console I owned since the Wii.
Oh yeah.
Because I skipped the Wii U because everyone skipped the Wii U. I skipped the Switch because I was like, yeah, whatever. But like now I felt like I've missed out on a lot of stuff. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna buy the Switch too. And now looking at all the prices, I'm like, maybe I won't buy the Switch too.
Yeah, and like Nintendo also, right? We know this. When they release a first-party game, they never, ever, ever want to bring the price down because they go, well, it's not fair for the people who bought the game day one to realize that in 5 years their game can go from $60 to $40. It's like, okay, honey, we know you're greedy. You didn't have to make up that little pity party.
Yeah.
We know you like money, all right? You don't, so like we know that this Mario Kart World's gonna stay $80 forever.
And it doesn't matter because like, it's Mario Kart.
Oh yeah.
People are gonna buy it.
I have already seen countless people say it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's fine. And I'm like, there shouldn't be a wave of it's fine. It's okay to be like, I think it's too expensive for Mario Kart. I still don't even think Grand Theft Auto 6, even though they're probably putting a lot of money, and it's a giant open world game, and it's more expensive to make than Mario Kart. I don't even think that should be $80.
No.
You know? They still owe me for the 10 games they canceled because Grand Theft Auto 5 Online apparently needed more money put into it, you know? It's ridiculous. But I think we could go with one last positive thing that was announced, is that they are adding GameCube games to the Nintendo Online experience.
Very nice.
And they already showed a bunch of games, which, so we won't be seeing, I don't know if we'll be seeing more remasters like the Metroid Prime remastered or the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. I don't know if we're going to see more of that, but we're going to see, I think they already confirmed like the 2 Pokemon games, Colosseum and XD.
Nice.
The Fire Emblem game that's notorious for costing $200 to buy a pre-owned copy of, that's being put on there.
All right.
Just stuff like that. And I think that's really cool. I think that's really neat. I still would really, 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 really prefer they make it just available on the Nintendo Switch store to buy the games individually.
I'm shocked that they don't.
Because I think we didn't report on it because it was in like December, but they actually took a game off the online server.
Did they?
It's some obscure Japanese game. But they still took it off, and now there's no way to buy it or play it anymore.
Lovely.
So, but that's a different case. But at least, hey, the GameCube games, they look cool. They're going to play fun.
Yeah.
And if they have the online multiplayer for some of them, like if they put the old Mario parties in, and they put multiplayer on, come on.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
You see, like that's a thing that could be, that'd be a banger.
Yeah.
Other than that, we got the Curve, we got the Metroid Prime 4, we got a whole Pokemon Legends ZA that actually has a stable frame rate on the.
We got a from software exclusive.
Oh,
the Dusk Bloods.
Yep.
It looks like steampunk. Looks really cool.
Chad, it's not Bloodborne. A Silk Song.
Silk Song's actually coming out. Deltarune first 4 chapters will be available day 1.
Oh yeah, Hades 2 is a launch title. They're gonna put Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate, and Cyberpunk 2077 on there. There's a James Bond game being made for it.
Oh, I missed that one.
Oh yeah, they're putting Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, in which they showed that thing. I don't know if I don't remember if I sent you this, but there's a SpongeBob level.
Yes, I did see that.
They just showed it for like a second. I don't even know if there's an official announcement.
Which, by the way, I don't think we covered this on the show, but yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, easy Game of the Year contender.
Oh yeah,
already,
easy,
saying.
easy. Enter the Gungeon 2. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, which is funny because the only Yakuza game on the Switch was Kiwami, like
Really?
the first one. Yeah,
Okay.
they ported it as a test, but now they're putting a Director's Cut of 0.
And I heard that Director's Cut is a timed exclusive.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
So it will be made available at some point on other consoles.
Got it. Borderlands 4, Hogwarts Legacy, Hitman World of Assassination. A lot of games that are modern games are coming out. And I've seen some footage. It looks pretty solid. I mean, it, honestly, other than the pricing of the games, I'd say it's a solid dub of a console. You know?
Despite the price, I'm still going to get one because, again, I want to play all these games. I want to play Metroid Prime 4. I want to play Donkey Kong Bonanza, like B-A, like banana instead of Bonanza, B-O.
I like how the Rizzler did that one thing for Donkey Kong Returns HD Country, and it, because of the power of mogging Nintendo, he has brought forth us a new Donkey Kong game.
Thank God. God bless the Rizzler.
God bless the Rizzler. Salute.